JJ, I saw your hand raised earlier. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, thanks, Kyle. Hey, Jeff, how's practice this morning?
The weather's just been so fantastic. We were pretty sharp today. One of our better practices, and I was really glad to see that.
Have you noticed your practice sessions kind of improving as the season's gone along? Because you guys haven't still had a lot of time together.
It's small increments. We really talked a ton about being extraordinary at the ordinary, just cleaning up small stuff. And I feel like the kids have really been trying to do that. And every day we're together, you're right. It's an opportunity for us to grow. We're definitely not bored, for sure. We got a lot of stuff to fix.
Okay, Evan, you're up. Evan, you're on mute.
First time on Zoom, my bad. So, Coach, I want to first start with a national story with everything happening with the Titans and the coronavirus cases that are happening. Is that a learning experience that you can bring to your team? I know there have been a litany of college football cases where your team is constantly reminded, hey, we need to do the right things to play. But is this another example to just say, we're not out of the woods by any means, and each week we have to follow the rules and the protocols?
Yeah, like our test Monday, we're all on a group text together, and Nick texted in there big as Dallas. We're all still good, and I just missed the text, so it got later in the evening, and I was starting to get scared because I hadn't heard from him yet. And I talked to Coach Brown, and he's like, "No, we're good. It's in the text." So I scrolled back through it. So there's not a day we're not thinking about it, Evan. And it's nerve-wracking, honestly, and it's a grind mentally. But we just got to stay in our own bubble, and it's the same old. But I'm going to talk to our staff today in our meeting just about just even us. Let's just keep being consistent, keep being the best we can be every day. Because that's what we're asking our players to do. We have to do the same thing as men as well.
And then also I want to talk about Tariq. We talked on Monday about his play with his calf and the interception. But when you came to the school, and I do remember you saying, look, we need to evaluate all the talent, put people in right spots, and as coaches, that's our jobs. When it came to Tariq, what stood out to say, hey, this guy needs to be staying on defense versus his role as a wide receiver?
A lot of it was roster evaluation. We felt like we had some receivers, and we felt like by bringing in Dingle, we brought in another starter. It's hard to find corners, and we saw enough ability to flip his hips and run, and the kid wanted to do it. He wanted to do it. Coach Graham has played in the league, and that always helps when you have a guy that's played in the league. Those guys, tend to buy in a little bit quicker, and Nick played that position, so that helped as well.
And then also, just as you're watching him progress, how impressive has it been to see him embrace that challenge? But also, it seems like he's been a fairly quick learner.
With him, and which was a lot of guys at corner, it's more of a 6-inch game. It's between his 2 ears, and just getting him mentally tough and learning to play the next play and forget about the last one, which is a tough transition from wide receiver to corner, because at receiver you're going to get opportunities. At corner, you don't know how many opportunities you're really going to get to make a play on a game. So when it comes, it's everybody's eyes are on you, and it's always a big play. So it was just more of a mental thing with Tariq than anything else.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, Greg, you're up.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Good morning, Greg.
Good morning. I just want to be clear. So at this point in the week, you guys are 100% with COVID testing and contact tracing. Everybody's available?
10 tests in a row. So knock on wood, brother.
Right. How about Frank Harris? How has he looked through practice this week? Any update to his status at this point?
It's getting better every day. Getting better every day.
Cool. And then I wanted to circle back on Jamal Ligon. We've talked about him a lot this week, but every time he sort of gets brought up, you make it sound like you have a relationship with him that goes back even before her coaching with him in high school. Like, what's your relationship with Jamal? How far back do you guys go?
It's a great question. It seems like he was at one of my very first camps when he was in junior high. Possibly he might have even come to my camps in East Texas when I was a high school coach. It just seems like I've known him for a long time. His mother and father and I just hit it off. That we're good friends, and he's just a good kid. And he's known him for a long time. I'm just glad he's on my team.
I want to ask you about Zakar as well. We talked a lot about him too, but does it change what you can do offensively to have a guy like that? Does he open anything up new that you might not have had before or might not have gone to as much?
The first thing about Zakar is how smart he is. I mean, he didn't get to practice a whole lot, but if you put him on the board and ask him to draw any of our concepts, he would draw them as good as our coaches can draw. So it starts between his ears. He's very sharp. Came from a great program in Cedar Hill with high expectations, so he knows what it's like to play in big ball games. They've won a lot of ball games there before, and his ability to go down the field and catch the ball is different. He's a real deep threat, strong hands, and his run after catch is impressive as well.
And then the last thing for me, I actually had one of your fans reached out to me on Twitter, wanted me to ask about Horace. I know he came in as a pretty highly recruited guy. Just, is there a chance you could see the field this year, or how is he progressing?
Yeah, he's getting better. He got injured in fall camp with his hamstring, and it put him about 4 to 6 weeks behind. So he's just been healthy now for about 2 or 3 weeks. So he's getting more and more reps every day. But Leroy's been playing really well. So is Gavin, and so is Oscar. So there's 3 tight ends in front that have also been playing very well. So when that how this game is, it's a rough game. So people are going to get injured and get hurt. And Allen's got to be ready when his number's called. He will be. He's got a smile on his face every day, working his tail off, and we're just getting him acclimated to college classes. It's a lot on true freshmen, and all of our freshmen are doing fantastic. But it's just a lot to get used to.
That's all.
Hey, JJ?
Jeff, when we talked with Spencer Burford yesterday, he said kind of the being a heavy underdog was sort of a motivating factor. 20 is a big number. Do you feel like that's going to help motivate you guys this week?
If you're a competitor, it will. I mean, what's your favorite sport, JJ? What sport do you like to play?
Football, yeah.
Do you play football, JJ? Could you imagine if you were going on your front yard and play with your buddies and they told you were a 3-touchdown underdog? It'd probably get you a little juiced up. So, yeah, I'm sure it'll have our guys ready to go. And it is a large number, but that you had to give the credit to UAB, what they've done for so many years and won that many ball games, haven't lost a home game in that place. So they deserve it. They've earned it, and we haven't done enough yet to earn that. So in order to do that, you got to go do some stuff, and we haven't done anything yet.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank y'all.
Anything else for Coach Traylor?